I am going to show you now the epitome of, what was it in Orwell's 84? It's like newspeak or doublethink, or everything is reversed. Everything is opposite. Night is day, up is down, etc. It is undeniable that the alleged shooter's alleged manifesto from Buffalo supports these ideas perpetuated almost exclusively. I mean, just to be conservative, 99.8% by right wingers. There's no denying that that's the rhetoric that was in the manifesto. So Ben Shapiro's approach, because listen, everything's coming off the walls for these people. Tucker was saying that there was nothing political about the manifesto at all. Ben Shapiro's approach is, okay, just claim that it's left-wing stuff. Claim that the great replacement theory, that we have to worry about non-whites changing the makeup of the country and changing who we are and destroying. Ben Shapiro just goes, this is a left-wing ideology. He says that great replacement theory contains an essentialism about race that to him looks like left-wing wokeism. It's the Trump thing of, don't believe what you're seeing, don't believe what you're reading. Just listen to me instead. Check this out.
Now, what the left is trying to do is broaden out the term great replacement theory to include any sort of normal concerns about illegal immigration, any suggestions that demographic voting patterns make a difference, which, of course, everybody, both left and right, knows that they do. I mean, the left has been claiming for literally as long as I've been alive, the changing demographic patterns in the United States were going to shift the politics of the country in a progressive direction. This is the base of Roy Teixeira's The Emerging Democratic Majority in 2003. So
now what he's doing there is kind of slick. We've talked about for a really long time that over a period of decades, demographics shift in a natural way. One of the things that we've observed in that shift is that certain states, in particular southern states, are becoming slightly more what we sometimes call Latino or Hispanic and slightly less white. And we've all said that will have an effect on elections. That is not even remotely equivalent to what the right does, which is say we have brown people hyperbreeding. They're just pumping out children. And it's a democratic strategy to bring illegal aliens to the country so that then eventually they will be naturalized. And as this conspiracy, that's what the right has been saying. That's the right idea. On the left, and really it's not the left, it's just in reality, we go, oh yeah, demographics shift over time and here's how they're shifting. There's no conspiracy to start, breeding Hispanic women. I mean, it's dystopian what they talk about. And Ben Shapiro wants you to believe that it's kind of the same thing. Like, great replacement theory, liberals recognize demographic changes. It's all the same. No, it's not.
If you want to talk about the great replacement theory and what this person actually thought, you have to actually read the manifesto.
Right.
You actually have to know what the great replacement theory is.
Yes.
The great replacement theory is the theory that essentially there are a bunch of Jewish elites, and this coterie of Jewish elites wishes to pervert the racial stock of a country like the United States, a predominantly white country, in order to weaken the country from within. That is the great replacement theory. It is not concerns about illegal immigration. It is not concerns about cultural assimilation. The great replacement.
And of course, that's very dishonest, because the mechanism that those who are purveyors of the great replacement theory say Democrats are using is the bringing in of legal and illegal immigrants. I mean, he wants to separate the two things. Crazy anti-Semitic idea about Jews trying to change the demographics has nothing to do with the immigration piece. Actually, no, the immigration piece is the tool they claim is being used to affect the change. You can't disaggregate the two.
Theory is the idea there can never be cultural assimilation. The great replacement theory is the idea that racism, that race is destiny. In fact, the racial essentialism of great replacement theory looks a lot more like wokeism than it does like mainstream conservatism or mainstream liberalism.
There it is, guys. The great replacement theory, despite everybody espousing it being a right winger, is actually left wing. Now, some people fall for this. Now, just as a reminder, it's all right wingers promoting this stuff. Here's Tucker Carlson saying that immigration makes the country dirtier and poorer. These are right wingers, okay?
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Here's a funny thing that we noticed the other day. People debate all the time about mass immigration. What you never hear anybody do is make the economic case for mass immigration. But as an economic matter, this is insane. It's indefensible, so nobody even tries to defend it. Instead, our leaders demand that you shut up and accept this. We have a moral obligation to admit the world's poor, they tell us, even if it makes our own country poorer and dirtier and more divided.
Dirtier, poorer, and more divided. And then more Tucker. I mean, the stuff is straight from right-wing media.
I'm laughing because this is one of about 10 stories that I know you've covered where the government shows preference to people who have shown absolute contempt for our customs, our laws, our system itself, and they're being treated better than American citizens. Now, I know that the left and all the little gatekeepers on Twitter become literally hysterical if you use the term replacement, if you suggest that the Democratic Party is trying to replace the current electorate, the voters now casting ballots, with new people, more obedient voters from the third world.
Now, as you can see, it's not just some vague thing. This is the strategy of the Democrats. That's the claim that's being made. Just a couple more. I know I played these yesterday, but they really should be attached here so you can see how absurd what Ben Shapiro is saying is. Here's Charlie Kirk, another right-winger.
President Joe Biden's Department of Defense will accept 30,000 Afghan refugees into military installations following the collapse of Kabul. Boom. Political transformation. Let the country crumble. Do you know there's 5 million displaced people in Afghanistan now? This was all intentional. Joe Biden let it fall apart to now say, oh, I'm so sorry. I guarantee you Joe Biden's speech this afternoon will talk about refugee assistance and relocation support.
So there it is. This is something the right says Democrats are doing. It is not wokeism. And lastly, Lauren Boebert, same thing.
Yes, there is definitely a replacement theory that's going on right now. We are killing American jobs and bringing in illegal aliens from all over the world to replace them if Americans will not comply with the tyrannical orders that are coming down from the White House.
So the ideal thing would be to say that there's nothing in the manifesto that is about great replacement theory. Obviously, they can't do that here. So the new move is, oh, that's all left wing. Great replacement theory is actually a form of wokeism. They are just lying to you, and many of their followers are falling for it. Make sure you're on my mailing list. You can sign up at davidpakman.com. That will notify you on Monday, Memorial Day, about our one-day membership special. I would love for you to join on that day. Just get on my mailing list at davidpakman.com. We'll take a quick break and be right back. One of our longtime sponsors is Vincero Collective. If you don't know Vincero yet, it's the place to go for quality watches, sunglasses, and more. Serious style, undeniable quality, and total versatility put Vincero really at the top of the game, and their newest watch release is no exception. It's the Argo Automatic. It spotlights everything I love about Vincero. I got the Argo Automatic in frost white. This is a dive watch, which is, of course, a staple in the watch world, but I really think Vincero found a way to make this one stand out. I love the gradient blue accent of the hour markers against the solid white face. I really love all of their watches, and I own a bunch, but the Argo is probably my favorite so far. Vincero sunglasses and jewelry and other accessories are awesome too. An excellent way to elevate any outfit. Vincero Collective is giving my audience 15% off all products and free shipping. Go to vincerocollective.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman. The link is down below.